Hi everyone, Elisa with Jots Designs. In this video, I'm going to be making a ring holder trinket dish, and I've got this cute little bunny ring holder that I got from Amazon, and I've got this glass plate that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's got little feet on the bottom, and it's just ready to go. So to start off with, I'm going to be using this metal leaf gilding adhesive, and I've got some silver leaf here. I got both of them from AliExpress. Takes a lot longer, but it's definitely more cost effective. And the nice thing about this adhesive is that it has this blue tint to it, and you'll see that here when I take the lid off. And basically, once that blue tint is gone and it's clear, you are ready to add the leafing to it. So I'm just going to use my finger for this one and spread it around. I wanted the extra kind of texture and swirls that I get from using my finger instead of a brush, and I didn't want the brush strokes to show up at all either, but I did want it to have a texture, so I'm just using my finger, spreading it all over, making sure everything's nice and covered, but not really worrying about having too much in one spot or not. And you can see now it's clear, but you can see the textures and the swirls that I got from using my finger. And I'm just going to add a sheet. The nice thing about this particular one is that it's large enough just to fit right on top of this plate. If you haven't worked with leafing before, it's very fragile, very easy to kind of tear, and it'll blow around like crazy, so make sure you don't have a fan blowing on you or anything. But basically you just lay it down and press it down to the adhesive and you're good to go. So once I get that all down and make sure that everything is covered, I take just a paintbrush. It's a very soft bristled brush, and I'm using that so that way I don't add any brush texture to the leafing as I wipe all the excess off. And I'm just putting that onto an extra little piece of paper here so that way I can save all these extra little bits for later. We just got an empty little jar and gonna add that in there, and I can use that for another project down the road. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna be doing is using a magnetic pigment powder. So I've just got magnets that I have in different sizes because I definitely wanted the texture of the different sizes to appear. And I'm using some electrical tape to stick them to the bottom of the glass. And I'm just placing them random, but making sure that the whole entire bottom is good and covered with the magnets. And I wanted to use the electrical tape because I knew it would keep the magnets in place and they wouldn't get all attracted to each other and move around. And then for this first layer of resin, I'll be using Clearcast 7050. It's a 2-to-1 ratio resin that I got from the Epoxy Resin store. I'm going to be using blue-green Copic various alcohol ink to tint the resin. And then the magnetic powder that I've got is from Born Pretty. I got it on Amazon in a set. And it's really hard to see what color this is actually going to be in the jar here. You can kind of see that blue-green flash there at the bottom. But first I'm going to tint the resin with the alcohol ink and just get it to the color I want by, I think I used maybe like 4 or 5 drops, if that. And then I decided I needed it just a little bit more blue. So I grabbed another alcohol ink in stratospheric blue and added that in, I think just 1 or 2 drops, and got it to the color that I wanted. And then I added about a pea-size scoop of the powder, and you can definitely see how that changes color in there, and just it sparkles like crazy. I did have to stir this for quite a while to make sure that the powder was fully incorporated. And to avoid that, you can actually add the powder to just a little bit of resin and then mix that in and then add that to the remainder of your resin. And that'll help just kind of mix it up a little bit quicker. But basically just pouring this down, and you can see the effects of the magnets already and how it's moving the powder pigments around. So I'm just gonna get that all spread around. I had a little bit of issue with the table being level. It was, but I think something's actually up with the plate itself. So I had to adjust my table there. And you can see once it's actually cured, it actually changes color just a little bit. And I really like how the effect happened there around the magnets. And I've got some white colorant here that I'm going to use to color the resin that I'm going to use for this next layer. And you can see I didn't make it fully opaque, and I'm just testing a little spot here to make sure that it was what I was hoping for, and it was. So then I grabbed the bunny and decided where I wanted to put that and got it lined up, made sure that it was just in the right spot. And then I'm gonna add this white resin on top and just cover the whole entire thing, making sure that I spread it up to the bunny itself so that way it's got a good seal and it won't have any issues of coming out or anything once everything's cured. And I'm just gonna get that spread around. Then I'm gonna just quickly pop any bubbles with my torch. And so the effect that I'm going for here is kind of bubbles and water look, or just little windows basically down through the resin, so you can see the pretty colors underneath of the magnetic powder and the texture of the foil. So basically I'm just adding drips of clear resin here, and that'll create all those little tiny bubbles and windows there. And again, I had a bit of an issue with the leveling, so it did kind of move, and I ended up having to basically add 2 drops, 3 in some cases, to each little drop area basically, so that way it stayed clear, because otherwise I had a lot of movement going on here, and you can kind of see that with it sped up. But it actually ended up really awesome. I love the way that it turned out. Let me know what you guys think down in the description box, and if you have any questions, let me know that as well. Remember, I've got product links down below as well as discounts, and you can find more in my Amazon shop too. And then if you would like to help keep this channel going, check out the various ways to help in the description box, and all help is greatly appreciated. I love how this one turned out, and I love that texture and how you can see through that white layer there as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.